Good evening, good afternoon, should I say, everybody. I'm Ryan here alongside Joel.
Hello,
Michigan
everyone.
Storm Chasers here. Audio should be good to go. We are live for a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for northeastern Monroe County, as well as the southern part of Wayne County. It's going to be for 60 mile per hour winds with this particular storm. Moving to the east at about 40 miles per hour. We actually have a camera here, Joe. I'm going to pop that up in the bottom right of my screen. There we go. This is in Riverview here, which is, if we zoom on the map where I'm circling up here, just north of Trenton, this is where that camera's at. This does not look impressive on the radar here, but don't let it fool you. Yeah, there's a lot of wind out there. There's a lot of small grapple as well that is making things a little bit more chaotic than just some regular showers that we normally associate with greens and reds or greens and yellows on the radar here. So winds of this nature, you can see with the velocity we're seeing as high as 50 or so miles per hour in pockets, close to 55 or so, 56 here. So this is probably mixing down to the ground. I have to imagine here, Joel, if they issued a warning for this. I know here at my house, I'm sitting just to the west of this line as it came through. It did knock over my trash cans. I have trash in my front yard to go pick up, but it got pretty gusty here. So we are going to track this as it moves off into Ontario here in the next couple of minutes. But in the meantime, if you zoom out here, these showers in general across the southeast corner of the state, but also back here across the western half of the state, any one of these could produce some small grapple. It's like hail. And then gusty winds upwards of 40, perhaps 50 miles per hour. Can't rule out an isolated severe gust close to 60 with this, with today's setup. Any storm today across particularly southern central Michigan.
Yeah, and we had a couple of wind gusts so far today. A lot of them across southern Michigan, already gusting to 40 to 45, a little bit higher than what was actually forecasted. Most of the 40 and higher is supposed to be south of 94 today, and that's actually exceeded limits up into the Grand Rapids area, Lansing area, and even up into the Thumb, where we actually had a 55 mile per hour confirmed gust in Cairo earlier this afternoon. I believe it was about 2 hours ago now, or an hour or two ago. So. Again, now we have winds not only gusting to 50 but also 60 miles per hour with this severe thunderstorm warning in southern Wayne and northeastern Monroe County.
Also want to take note that our camera here, it's on the bottom left of your screen, is pretty much in the path. I know it's a little bit outside the warning, but the showers, it's just off to the north of that current box there, and we're about to be impacted by part of this storm, this line of showers. I don't see any lightning with this. It's more so just showers that are gusty.
Yeah, earlier there was a lot more lightning, but it appears that our instability, I mean, the atmosphere is kind of starting to overwork itself because showers are so just frequent all over the place today. So that might be one reason there. I see there's comments in chat about the difference between hail and grapple. So for those who missed it earlier today, we posted a little bit of an infographic around 8 a.m. The difference between grapple and hail is grapple is kind of like Dippin' Dots. If you ever had Dippin' Dots before, they're softer, and that's the process of snowflakes being coated in ice. And so again, when you have snowflakes covered in ice, they're a lot softer to feel and crush versus hailstones, which is just kind of ice building on ice building on ice. So that's the main difference today. So if you get Dippin' Dots falling at your location, it's grapple. And grapple is also associated with more of rain showers instead of actual thunderstorm updrafts. Hail will be in these actual thunderstorms.
See a comment in here. Taylor has high winds. So yeah, you're gonna get some really gusty winds here. I'm actually gonna take the camera here full, Joel, if you don't mind. I'm gonna pull this
Yep.
up. If we look at this carefully, we're gonna start seeing these trees start to sway a little bit more heavily as this line continues working its way toward the camera. We're already seeing a little bit of the pine trees here. We're gonna call them. I don't know what you call them, shrubs. They're starting to sway as well as our trees over here.
The camera
Just
itself is
building.
shaking.
A little bit, yeah. So this is facing west in the town of Riverview, which is downriver areas, courtesy of Electronic Tech Solutions. So thank you for these guys for sponsoring this camera as well as installing it for us.
Mhm.
So we're going to have a good look at this as it moves over here next couple of minutes. Go ahead and take back the radar here. Go ahead and pull that back up on the bottom of your screen. We also have chasers out and about today. Let's go ahead and check to see if anybody's live. We got Ben with us. We have a couple other people out. I know Drew's out there. I think Tyler's out there as well. I'm not sure if anybody else is live, but we're going to go ahead and cycle through these just to make sure we're not missing anybody. So we'll check out where Ben's at here in a few minutes. In the meantime, though, it looks like he is the only chaser who is actively live. Kind of a weird warning, Polygon, Joel. The heaviest of precip is off to the west here. And what's actually happening, it appears, is there is a outflow boundary, it almost looks like, that is the actual main gust front out ahead of this line. And if that is the case, that is almost already through this warning polygon. I do want to check out the Dearborn cam really quick because it looks like that gust front is either just over it or just past the Dearborn camera. It's a
Those
little
who are just
gusty
tuning
there.
in, that orange box on your screen is that severe thunderstorm warning. Anywhere where you see a light blue box on radar is going to be a special weather statement, which is like a step below a severe thunderstorm warning. And that, again, is because of this gust front that's moving through with winds up to 50 outside of the severe thunderstorm warning and winds up to 60 inside the severe thunderstorm warning. You also don't want to be boating out there today. A lot of special marine warnings ongoing all up and down Lake Erie, Lake St. Clair, the rivers, and of course, Lake Huron.
I'm curious. We back up that Dearborn camera for like 5 minutes. We're going to see a bit higher gusts because it looks like the boundaries passed over it recently. So I'm going to go back there and try and pull that real quick.
Okay.
I know we're not looking at severe weather up here, at least not right now, but we do have a statement in effect on these blue boxes. I do want to take note. We've got some gusty winds moving into Macomb County here in the Armada area, New Haven, Richmond, Macomb Township, Clinton Township, Warren, Sterling Heights, Detroit downtown also on deck. We see this, we're going to call it a line that's out ahead of the actual rain. This is that gust front there that is appearing to be quite gusty, but also the showers themselves may contain gusty winds along with it. So kind of a 1-2 punch, so to speak, as this line progresses to the east. Also, our Imlay City cam is also in this line, so we can check that out and see how gusty it is up there.
Additionally, back to the west, our low pressure system is starting to moisten in nature. So we have a lot more showers actually filling in off of Lake Michigan today. So if you're back in Grand Rapids, continuous chances for graupel, maybe even some pea-sized hail, all up and down West Michigan. So all the way up into like the Traverse City area, Gaylord, you name it, all the way down to the border, Berrien County, Cass County, et cetera, et cetera. Again, as that rain fills in today, and we have really, really cold temperatures about 3/4 of a mile above our head right now. So it's falling as snow in most locations. And then below or from the surface up to the 3/4 mile point in the atmosphere, it's falling as either rain or graupel.
This warning is in effect for 20 more minutes, expires at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. Estral Beach, Berlin Township, Trenton, Woodhaven, Gibraltar, and Rockwood areas are the immediate on deck. Also in that warning, Carlton, Huron Township, and Flat Rock areas. New statement coming in. Looks like for the thumb region. Let's go ahead and head up there.
Okay.
Looks like probably for the northern half of this line. Saginaw Bay and Tuscola counties. We'll see what the box looks like. It might be for this cell back here.
Yes, it is.
Okay, there it is. So we are looking at the Tri-City region minus Midland. So Bay City, Saginaw, Frankenmuth, Swan Creek, Taymouth, and Vassar.
That's going to be in effect till 5:15. So that's going to be an hour and 4.
Again, that's not a warning. That is a statement, which is a step just below a severe warning. Winds in excess of 40 is the main hazard. There's no hail on this statement being mentioned. Although I will say, just with the environment today, any storm or shower may contain that grapple, as Joel talked about a few minutes ago. We'll have to watch what's back to our west as well. These don't look too impressive, but it's not taking a lot to mix down some strong winds to the surface today. So any one of these can really start mixing these winds down and they can become gusty in a hurry.
And I can speak from experience out there today. We had that line that is actually up in Saginaw and it extends all the way down. You can see through Lansing down to Battle Creek, Marshall. That front line came through. It's about an hour and a half ago now, and it produced some pretty gusty winds of at least 40 at my place. So much so that there's actually a stick that got impaled into my yard. It went straight down and lodged itself right in the grass. So gotta be careful out there. Also had a couple trees fall. Where I'm located, we're in the woods, so I heard at least two or three trees fall, maybe big limbs. Either way, again, very gusty winds, and you do want to be inside when any of these gusty showers are moving through, whether you're in a statement or a severe thunderstorm warning.
Looking at the camera here, doesn't appear to be overly gusty. I mean, it's gusty, but it's not really strong, if that makes sense. Nothing that would really warrant concern at this current time. We'll see if that changes as this completely passes over. We do have the airport radar here, which is giving us close proximity scans to the surface. And we're seeing the heart of that, the bulk of the heavier winds are actually moved off into Ontario as of the 4:13 time frame here. Let's check out the DTX radar up here with the velocity and see how that looks like here. We're seeing some heavier winds there. The Lake Orion area, Romeo, that general vicinity, Shelby Charter Township, Sterling Heights as well. Got some gusty winds here moving into Monroe County as well along the US 23 corridor, Summerfield, Ida, Dundee area. Those looks 30 or so miles per hour at most, but also want to pay attention with that. I do know the wind shear down here in this vicinity is a little bit higher than it is across much of the other areas of the state, so that may enhance our winds just a bit, but currently no warnings in effect for the 23 corridor area. Only one warning in effect for northeastern Monroe and then very far southeastern Wayne counties. What on earth?
Yeah, block that,
Yeah, working on it.
please.
If you have any Facebook mods on here,
I don't know.
we try to infiltrate the, or should I say, filter the chat so bots cannot infiltrate us. Looks like we do have a mod on. It's gone already. So all right, this box is it's weird because there's not much happening in that severe warning. Uh, we've been talking about this. We're gonna call it like an outflow boundary. It appears that's kind of gusted out ahead of this main line that's moving into Ontario where the warning's at. Detroit being impacted now by that gust front. Up here by Warren getting impacted. Sterling Heights just got impacted. Macomb Township, Waldenburg area is about to be impacted. Wolcott Mill, Race Center, Davis, all being impacted right now. Armada, Allenton, Lesterville, and Capac all about to be impacted. All the way up here into the Melvin and Valley Center areas. This one over here in the Saginaw region, we're looking at this gusty shower just north of Chesaning. This is moving up toward the Frankenmuth and Saginaw regions. Keep an eye on that. The radar beam up there is much. What?
We got really, really strong winds blowing outside my house right now. This is severe, actually.
Yeah, you got a nice little
Very,
pocket.
very. This is very close to severe outside my house right now.
Where's the Lowell cam? I'll go ahead and take that. So bottom left of your screen, that's the camera closest to Joel. Looks like it was just impacted by the heavier core of this storm, courtesy of the Rogers Neighborhood Relay here in Lowell. You can see the flag
Yeah,
up in the top right. That's gusting pretty hard. Um, any hail there you can tell? Because there's a little bit of a 60 dBz core on it.
I am currently south of town and not inside that core. So
Okay.
I can guarantee if you switch over to velocity, there's probably some 50-mile-per-hour pixels in there.
Yeah, you're correct with that. Saranac, Ionia, Orleans, and Belding areas. That's going to be your on deck area. It's going to follow very close to M21. We'll see if they put a statement or a warning on this one. But yeah, Ionia County. And unfortunately, Joel, the Ionia camera is offline currently, so we don't have that camera out in Ionia to look at as the storm approaches. We do have Westphalian and Crystal, which are nearby, so we'll check that out as it pushes further off to the east. We'll come back to that. We'll keep a close eye, and I would anticipate a statement or perhaps a warning coming for Ionia County with that. Back into Monroe County with this warning is we have a line of heavier showers from Canton, Livonia area down to the Ohio border. But the winds with this, I believe the worst of the winds appear to be into Ontario. Well, the backside of this could be containing some gustier winds here along US 23, like the Ida, Petersburg, Dundee area. But that does not appear to be close to severe at this time. I think we're going to keep a close eye here back in this cell just because that appears to be one of the more concerning looks on radar at this current time. The radar beam height here is quite low to the ground, so these brighter reds indicating stronger winds are a little bit closer to the ground, which could be mixing to the surface, as Joel just mentioned. He is experiencing near or close to severe winds there just south of Lowell. But also want to take note that this gust front, if it is mixing down to the ground, expands from Clarksville up here toward the Saranac area, almost up here toward Grattan, this brighter red color. So Clarksville, Saranac, and anywhere between then and then Orleans, Ionia, Lyons, and Portland up toward Belding area. As this progresses off to the east-northeast, you're on deck for this line. That's moving pretty much right toward the Ionia downtown area. We'll take a peek back there in a few minutes. Also want to take note that it's definitely more strong in Ionia County, but the same signature here being displayed in Macomb County. This could be producing some gusty winds here as it moves through. So again, Macomb Township up toward Armada, Romeo, and Washington Township would be getting some good winds right here. Anybody in chat have any damage? Feel free to hop over on Facebook to our Michigan Weather Reports group and drop some pictures or reports in there with time, date, and location. That would help us a lot and also help the Weather Service confirm if these winds are mixed into the ground in certain areas. Severe warning continues for northeast Monroe County and southeast Wayne counties until 4:30. The bulk of these winds have pushed. Bulk of these winds have moved off into Ontario. So anybody in the downriver area experiencing wind still, please let us know here in chat. Kalamazoo, Michigan. We'll go ahead and take a peek over here. We have widely scattered showers and a few rumbles of thunder ongoing here throughout the most of the south and central part of the state here. Any one of these could contain gusty winds. Although on radar here, check on the velocity. There's not much here catching my eye, but don't let it deceive you. We definitely could be experiencing some gusty winds underneath these showers here. We have a nice, interesting scene here on the bottom left screen, courtesy of Bigfoot Pro Services. They're in Flushing. That camera's facing west, and it appears that incoming line has a looks like another gust front or perhaps a shelf cloud developing on the leading edge of that. We'll keep a close eye on that as this moves toward this camera as well. We have a lot going on out there today, but one warning in effect in several areas of really cool looking clouds or perhaps some interesting radar features. Keep it right here right here in Ionia County. I'm curious if they're going to put something on this. Again, moving toward Ionia, Lyons, Portland, Orleans, and Belding areas.
A while ago, gust at the airport of about 35 miles per hour. So that'd be the Gerald R. Ford Airport in Grand Rapids, Kent County. Looking at some other wind gusts across the state, gusting to 28 down in Battle Creek, 26 in Jackson, 26 down there in Coldwater. We got 24 over in Flint, and currently up by Port Austin, gusting to 36. All of these winds pretty much out of the west or southwest this afternoon, as that low pressure continues to kind of circle around with a centralized location up there in the central UP.
Joel, do you have your radar pulled up for a second?
I don't. Give me one moment.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Also,
pop out
also
quick. I'm gonna
wanted.
grab food, and then I gotta pick up my trash can here
I,
before you.
okay, I gotta go like really soon.
Yeah,
So,
that's why I'm saying I gotta do this stuff before you go. Otherwise, I'm gonna be stuck in here.
yep,
So give me a few.
yep. Give me 1 second.
Yep.
All right, it should be sharing. Oh, that's right. I have to give you a new link.
Give us 1 second, guys. We'll get this figured out in just a brief minute.
Okay, just sent it to you.
Okay.
While he's adding my camera, I guess, to the scene here, just want to take a quick update and let you guys know that we are now over 10,000 total customers out in the state for power outages. We just surpassed that. Top county with outages right now would be Wayne County, where that severe thunderstorm warning is in effect. Second most, Ingham County at 1,300, Midland County at 1,282, and Monroe County about to eclipse 1,000. So,
you see what I'm seeing here?
yep. I don't know that. Oh, change push to view.
That's what I figured. There you go.
Perfect. There we go.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Current other gusts out there across the state. We got Muskegon gusting to 38. We got Cedar Springs, Sparta gusting to 31. We'll go down to the Holland area. There was a recent report of 41 miles per hour at. This is pretty recent. It was about an hour ago, though. Now gusting to 32 in Holland. Now gusting up to 37 in Coldwater. That's new, just came in. And going over to where the severe thunderstorm warning is in effect. In fact, there's a couple new wind gusts that are being reported right now. We have a 52 mile per hour report, and that is coming in from the Detroit/Metro Wayne County Airport in Taylor, and 44 miles per hour gusting at Grosse Ile Municipal Airport there, just south of Trenton. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect. You can see on the bottom of your screen it's in effect till 4:30, so about 5 more minutes. Actually, no, that's not true. That's a statement. No, that is true. That is the warning. Also have a bunch of statements up and down that line. As you can see on Ryan's screen, they were in blue, and my screen, they're in tan. Those are the special alert statements. You have one in effect for Bay, Saginaw, and Tuscola. And you have one in effect for Lapeer, St. Clair, portions of southern Sanilac, portions of eastern Oakland, and all of Macomb County. And where the warning isn't in effect around the warning, you have gusty winds, special weather statement effect for 40 mile per hour, 50 mile per hour winds for Wayne, Monroe, portions of eastern Washtenaw, and eastern Lenawee counties. So a lot going on out there, as you mentioned. The only threat really today is gusty winds up to 60 miles per hour. Most places are going to be seeing around 40 to 50, sustained at 20 to 30 as we continue throughout this afternoon and evening. And these winds will actually continue overnight tonight. Not really associated with the rain showers, but gusty winds. Actually, I will say this. There is some lake effect that is possible tonight into tomorrow. Most of that's going to be falling as rain. And increased winds will be possible along southern Michigan's border. So that would be I-94 in points south. Kind of like what we're seeing today. But also, again, as we mentioned here at the beginning of the stream, there are some gusts up to 40 and 50, making it all the way up into central Michigan today across that M20 region. So a lot stronger of a low pressure system moving through than was actually modeled the last couple of days, contrary to the actual previous low pressure system where that was supposed to be stronger, ended up weaker. So they kind of flipped in nature, and we're seeing a lot stronger gusts today statewide across the lower peninsula. Again, the current time right there on the bottom of the screen is 4:27. In fact, they just canceled that severe thunderstorm warning, so good news there. Statements do still continue for winds up to 50, and those will be bringing down trees. As you can see right now, that pink arrow says 52 on it for a 52-mile-per-hour gust in Taylor at the airport. So you do want to be taking shelter until this line of gusty showers does move through. Current time 4:27. If you are just joining us, make sure to hit that like button and share the stream with your friends and family. Again, we do this all the time for all of the severe thunderstorm warnings, tornado warnings in the state of Michigan year round, and we have not missed a single warning in the state since the end of 2023. So make sure you're hitting that follow button or subscribe button today, and we will continue to watch these severe storms as they roll across the state, which as of right now, there are none, but they are just strong storms. All of these blue boxes you see on the right side of your screen are special marine warnings. Those are for boaters on the lakes or the rivers, and those are for those same gusty winds. It's kind of the equivalent of a severe thunderstorm warning over the water. And so you can see they go all the way up to Port Austin there and Lake Huron, stretching all the way down to Sarnia, Port Huron. Or Port Austin to Port Huron is the length of those special marine warnings, all the way down St. Clair River and Lake St. Clair, the Detroit River, and on to Lake Erie. And in fact, there are some statements just across the border. If you're in Toledo, Bowling Green, down to Findlay, Ohio, special weather statement in effect there for winds up to 50 miles per hour and half-inch hail. So a lot going on out there, again, with winds and hail and Graupel today. And again, if you need a refresher on Graupel, it is on our social media page, Michigan Storm Chasers, primarily on Facebook. We have a bunch of posts that are also posted on X, Instagram, and all the social medias you can possibly think of. Our username at every single one is MI Storm Chasers. So you can kind of see if I take off our MEDAR stations here where all the winds are being reported, you can see how it's kind of looping up to the northeast. And as it does that, more winds are expected off of Lake Michigan today and crossing the entirety of the state. There is a storm with some lightning on it up north of Clare right now, Farwell area. And the wind-wise, it's decent, but again, it's really far away from the radar, so it's tough to tell. If you are in Clare County, Harrison down to Farwell, and Clare itself, let us know what you're seeing up there, and anywhere where there is a shower out there. Again, the best way to send reports to us the quickest would be in that Michigan Weather Reports group. It's a community page here on Facebook that you can send them into. Otherwise, you can send them in to Discord, discord.gg/Michigan Storm Chasers. And of course, as always, in the comments section on any one of our Facebook posts, not the live stream because we won't see it in the live stream, it'll get buried. So make sure you're posting it on any one of our other posts in the state. So again, no more severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. In fact, the statement has been canceled. So if you are in Washtenaw, Wayne, Monroe, and Lenawee County, you are no longer in any statement or any warning. If you are still getting alerts on your phone, they are very delayed. Just letting you guys know that right now. There is still a special weather statement in effect, though, for Lapeer, St. Clair, Macomb, Oakland, and southern Sanilac counties. That's in effect until 4:45. Okay, I gotta go. It's a nice cloud there on the Bigfoot Pro Services webcam in Flushing, on the bottom left corner of the screen. Looking at our winds, still gusty winds moving across Ionia County. As I mentioned, at my place here, just to the south of Lowell, we had what appeared to be estimated winds up to about 50, very close to severe limits. And those winds are now continuing into Belding, Ionia, over M66, and even down towards Lake Odessa and the furthest southern extent. Drew is out there right now as well. He is in the middle of that. And he's in the top, well, I guess he's not in the top right corner. We do have Ben out there. That's the wrong button. Go over to C. He's right under it. Okay, I will be back in probably like a half hour. Ryan's got you covered for now.
Sorry, guys, I'm good to go. So I was saying that the radar currently is not really seeing too much in the way of anything severe, minus the Ionia County cell has some strong storms in it. But the warning, in case Joel did not mention, has been dropped for Wayne and Monroe counties. But there are several areas and pockets of gustier winds with these special weather statements in effect for the uh, east, southeast Michigan, thumb region areas. Any blue box on your screen you see is going to be a statement also for the Tri-Cities. Yeah, I apologize, guys. When Joel and I flipped off there, when I hopped out to go do my stuff, I muted myself and I did not unmute myself. So I got apologize about that. But the only area of interest really via radar that I'm seeing anything that's strong, close to severe is Ionia. And unfortunately, the Ionia camera we have is down at the current moment. So we can't get a view of this as it moves into Ionia. I'll double check one more time. Yeah, it's still down. So we have Crystal Cam up there. We have Westphalia, excuse me, Westphalia as well. Those are the next closest cameras. We also have chasers up there in the top right. Got Drew and we got Ben out there. I'm gonna go ahead and hop on a third screen here just in case we're missing Tyler. Make sure he's not on here as well. He is not. I'll go ahead and check our usual active chasers here. I don't see anybody out there at the current moment besides those two. So we'll leave those up. No warnings in effect at the current time. I will say though, if you're in Ionia or Orleans areas along M66 or M21, you have some pretty gusty winds moving across Ionia County currently. On deck would be Lyons, as well as Palo, Matherton, and Hubbardston, and as well as Puamo. Zooming out, taking a peek at the radar, we're seeing widely scattered showers ongoing. Perhaps a few rumbles of thunder as well with the heaviest of storms. We're going to be looking at these throughout the afternoon and evening, into the overhead hours even. Gusty winds are possible within any one of these cells, especially further south you go. But in the meantime, no warnings in effect, just some gusty winds, and as such, statements are in effect currently. What are you guys seeing where you are at? Let me know here in the chat. Those winds are blowing out of the west to the east primarily. It could deviate slightly to the northwest to southeast or southwest to northeast, but for the most part, out of the west, blowing to the east. Grand Ledge, rain. Super windy in Beaverton. Steady rain in Shelby. Awesome. Sunny in Petoskey. I envy you. I envy you. Really dark in Holt. Shelf cloud in Flushing. That's on the bottom left of your screen, actually. That is courtesy of the Bigfoot Pro Cam. There we go. We could see some gusty winds as this, we're going to call it like a gust front or the storm front moves over. But yeah, this is in Flushing, facing to the west, courtesy of Bigfoot Pro Services. Thank you for this camera. This actually is live on our YouTube page as well, Michigan Weather Network. It is rolling 24/7 for you guys to go out and check out. So feel free to hop over there every time you want to. We have at least 20, 25-ish cameras that are rolling live over on that channel. So feel free to hop over there and take a peek at that if you are into the camera stuff. I want to hop out of that camera and take a peek at a few other ones we have. I'm not seeing too much that catches my eye. I will say the Ace Aviation camera in Ann Arbor has a pretty dramatic sky there. This is facing south at the Ann Arbor Airport in Washtenaw County. But otherwise, I'm not seeing too much here. This is going to be interesting. I'll go ahead and pull this up. I believe we have a shelf cloud incoming there at the bottom of your screen. This camera is in the Huron County Thumb region in Sebring. This is going to be courtesy of Countryside Transport Service, or Transportation Service, should I say. That's facing to the southwest there. If you want to watch as that line moves in. In the meantime, though, I'm going to put it back on the Flushing camera because that appeared to be our best view at the current moment. Now, going back over here to Ionia County, checking this one out here. Looks like Drew is going to be in that line. I'm going to go ahead and hit him up here and see and get an update from him real quick. I know he's talking in my ear, but I want to see if he's got wind here. Give me a second. Drew, how are the winds where you're at? Okay, so Drew's reporting 40-mile-per-hour winds in his location. He's going to be that green dot here. Right here. Copy that. Thank you. Next camera on deck for this line would be Westphalia or Crystal. So Drew's reporting the line as it continues over him is getting stronger in nature. The winds are picking up and the grapple is getting larger, he says. So we'll see. There's no statement on this, which is a little weird, but this is heading out of Ionia, the town of Ionia, in toward Pewamo and Westphalia areas, as well as Fowler and Maple Rapids here, anywhere up here by Matherton or Hubbardston. You guys are on deck for this. The heaviest is going to be between Ionia and Lyons and south to the 96 corridor there. The wind velocity here, we're going to take a measurement via radar. I'm getting 53, a pixel of 53 here. I am shocked that there is no statement on this. Checking back over here to the east side of Michigan, statements remain in effect for this, we're going to call it a line of showers progressing through the eastern half of the state here. This is going to be for 50 mile-per-hour winds. So Drew says he's getting some winds, it appears. Oh, look at all the leaves flying there. Yeah, he's got some pretty strong winds where he's at. He's in Ionia County, just for reference. Are you traveling north or south? Maybe he actually might be going west, or east, should I say. I'll bet you he's going east. East, yep. Yeah, a lot of leaves there. So he's just reporting really, really gusty winds there, a lot of leaves, and it is grappling, so to speak. It's hailing, grappling, whatever you want to call it, where he's at there. So thank you, Drew, for being out today. You can see in the darkness of the trees, you can see the bigger. In fact, I think those may not be leaves. Those may be like grapple pellets. Either way, we'll take the radar back here. Checking this back out here in Ionia County. The heaviest appears to be to his north in the town of Lyons. I'm going to butcher this. Is it Muir? Muir? I don't know. M-U-I-R. Muir. We're going to call it Muir. This is going to be where the heaviest is, moving up toward Pewamo. Whoa, thank you, Lello, for the 50 gift memberships. Appreciate your support there. Thank you for that, and welcome to the team for those of you who just got gifted. That is a very generous gift there. Appreciate you. So, guys, so far, if you guys have gotten grapple today, how large has it been? Let me know in the chat how large the grapple has been at your location. I'm curious if we can get an idea if it's pea size, dime size, what we're looking at with the storms today. Marble says Jennifer. Thank you. It is Muir. Gotcha. Pea size. Awesome. Keep them coming here. Anybody else say anything? I must be just a bit behind, or the latency must be a little bit behind today. Those memberships are still coming in on my end, so appreciate you, Lello. Maybe pea size and Graham Blake. Thank you. There we go. There it all is. Pea size. Pea size. Okay, so most of it's pea size. Okay. Yeah, you're likely going to see grapple today. You're not going to see hail. They are formed a little bit differently. They look pretty similar, but they're a little bit different. Heaviest of winds now entering the Lions area as of 4:41 p.m. So a few minutes ago. Let's check back over here in the east part of Michigan as well. We got some pretty strong colors here in the Armada area, up toward Capac, down toward Romeo and New Haven. Looks like the Flushing area is also getting some gustier winds as well as this line progresses. You can tell, if I go to put this back on your screen here, you can tell the clouds are very outflow-y, as we call it, which will probably lead to some gusty winds as this initial line passes over. Marble size. The blue boxes are special weather statements. Those are a step below a severe warning. They're issued for anything from a landspout to winds between 30 and 50 miles per hour, as well as hail up to nickel size. So that's what statements are issued for. Now remember, a severe warning is hail over a quarter size in diameter, 60-mile-per-hour winds, or should I say 58-mile-per-hour winds to be precise, or a tornado. That is what a severe warning is issued for. So anything that's below that would be a statement. Not seeing too many heavier cores out there currently besides Ionia. There could be a couple areas over here by Holland. In fact, let's go ahead and take a peek at our Holland camera here. We have it at Busher Septic Tank and Excavating, their site there. So that storm off in the distance here could contain some, perhaps some grapple. But looking on the map here of our cameras, I'm going to see if I can find a good view. Let's go ahead and check back at Sebling. And yeah, that's going to be a good view here as soon as that the sun goes behind the clouds there. You can see the cloud deck is enormous moving in. Again, this camera in Sebling is courtesy of Countryside Transportation Services. Appreciate them for sponsoring this camera. It is a much needed camera in the thumb region. If you're a business owner watching us and you want to sponsor a camera, feel free to get in touch with me directly. My email is my first name, Ryan, R-Y-A-N, at michiganstormchasers.com. We have a lot of areas covered already. However, we have a few gaps we need to kind of fill in. So we are still on the search for sponsors. Everything's kind of slowed down right now as we move into the off season. So we're trying to wrap some stuff up a little bit for the off season and get a good plan in place for next year. But we still have some needs. So if you guys are interested in sponsoring cameras, we're still taking those, just not at a large scale like we were over the summertime. No warnings in effect currently. We were live because there was a warning in effect for Monroe and Wayne counties about 45 minutes ago, to be precise. So otherwise, the statement for the eastern half of this line across the Macomb, Sanilac County, Macomb, St. Clair County areas has been expired. They're not going to reissue that at this current time, it appears. There is a statement in effect for the Tri-Cities region, Frankenmuth, Vassar areas, 40-mile-per-hour winds are possible with this. And on the bottom left of your screen is that storm that is currently statemented for those winds. So we're going to get a good view of this as it passes over the camera here in a few more minutes. We'll leave that up in the bottom left corner. In the meantime, the strongest storm still appears to be Ionia County. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and take Drew back here. He is this green dot on your map here. He's going to be driving north into the bulk of this storm, which is going to be where the bulk of the winds are. So we're going to take a peek at that and see how strong it is. Copy that, Drew. Thank you. Let's go ahead and pull Drew back up full screen. And because there's really yeah, so for those wondering, there's nothing severe at the current moment. So we're going to let Drew have full screen here. There's not really much to talk about besides what Drew is on here. There could be some really gusty winds up there. So we're going to see what it looks like on his angle. And we're just going to kind of sit back and relax for a second while we watch. So Ray, you can go look at our cameras on Michigan Weather Network. You can full screen them on that channel. Double rainbow in Lansing. I've actually got a few pictures of some double rainbows there. So yeah, that is another thing we were watching today with the sun coming out in the back end of these storms. It could eliminate and make some nice viewing, really dark clouds and some rainbows there as well. Can I put the camera back on the bottom left? I can do that. 1 second. There we go. Drew, go ahead and give me a wind measurement when you get a good feel for what you're getting. Again, Drew is in Ionia County, close to the Clinton County line, near Puamo. Also, the shove cloud of the storm up in the Sebewaing area, Huron County, Tuscola County area, that is starting to get closer, become more visible. So we're kind of alternate back and forth between Drew here and the camera, but you can see at the bottom left of your screen, you can start seeing that bottom edge of that line. if you guys have damage reports from today, such as trees down, if you have hail reports or grapple reports, feel free to send those into our Michigan Weather Reports group. That is a group dedicated for you guys. We push it a lot here. If you're a regular viewer here at MSC, you probably heard Joel and I say that name a couple of times, many times actually here. But that group is important to our operations here, and it counts on you guys to make those reports so we can relay those to the viewers as well as the Weather Service in the event that one of those reports is in fact a severe weather report. Red Dozer with a $50 super chat said, had thunder and grapple earlier this afternoon. Now I'm having chicken fresh out of the Ninja Foodie. Thank you for that, Red Dozer, and your support as always of the page. Appreciate you and enjoy your food. The good news though is we're getting rain at least. It's been ongoing inside jokes, so to speak, between Red Dozer and us. With rain and droughts and garden stuff, and growing season's over and now we get rain, so go figure. Looks like the lightning's starting to pick up there on the Ionia County cell. We're about to call it the Clinton County cell as it pushes across the county line. In the meantime, guys, I may be close to hopping out of here. There's not much that's catching my eye. The piers are not going to warn the Clinton County cell despite the signature on radar, so I'm debating hopping out of here soon and just monitoring behind the scenes. We'll let Drew finish up his intercept here. I also want to take back, looks like he's frozen, so a good opportunity here to take back the C-Wing camera. Go ahead and pop that off the screen. There we go. You can see the nice shelf cloud moving in here. Again, this is in the C-Wing area, courtesy of Countryside Transportation Service. Facing to the southwest here across the southwest part of Huron County, looking across into the Tuscola County area. You're welcome. How fast are the storms moving at? They are moving at roughly 40 miles per hour, I think they were. Excuse me, I'll double check just to make sure. Yes, about 40 or so miles per hour for the movement on these cells. So Drew's in my ear right now saying he's got 40 or so mile per hour winds. Copy that. Thank you. All right, we are going to look to wrap this up just a bit here. In the meantime, though, I'm going to leave our chasers on the screen, take myself off. Red Dozer with 10 gifted memberships. Appreciate your Red. And welcome to the team, those you just got gifted. I'm going to remove myself from the screen here. I want to talk about our sponsors here as we usually do throughout our stream. And we'll stay on after that for a few more minutes, watch the shelf cloud roll in. In the meantime, though, we have a couple sponsors here to shout out. We got StormGuard Roofing and Construction based out of Detroit metro areas. Lifestyle Exteriors based out of the Lansing area. Cat Roofing and Siding out of Potterville. Mike Hayes Roofing and Siding in the Thumb region. McKay Tree Specialist out of Southeast Michigan. Kuiper Tree Care in West Michigan. FBI buildings across all of the Lower Peninsula. On Top Roofing out of Livingston County. Schneider Commercial Building Solutions for any commercial building or roofing solution needs across the state. Public adjusters from Shield. They are insurance adjusting needs across the state as well. We got Top Gun Roofing Exteriors out of West Michigan. A-Class Construction Restoration out of Mason County. Rainbow Restoration out of Kent County and surrounding areas. Our Skycam sponsor, also audio video sponsor as well, Guardian Technologies. Our communication sponsor, you hear me use it right now, Rapid Radios between me and Drew. American Arbor out of Southwest Michigan for any tree service needs. Apex Restoration out of Grand Blanc. And then lastly, feel free to donate to the Ronald McDonald House of Detroit at the number on your screen. All of these sponsors help us keep operations rolling here at MSC, as well as provide services to you guys in the event you may happen to need their services from storm damage or in everyday life. We appreciate our sponsors. All of them are vetted through our process. Great reviews from the community. So thank you to our sponsors. Appreciate you guys. All right, we'll stay on for a few more minutes. Drew is still reporting. He's got some gusty winds around 40 mile per hour or so around that Clinton County, Ionia County line near Puamo. He is going to continue on with this cell, it appears. But in the meantime, nothing is currently severe, and it appears most of these storms are at or below severe limits. So in the meantime, we're going to hop out in just a few more minutes. We'll stay live for, what time is it? We'll stay live until 5 o'clock. We'll roll the outro at 5. It will stay on for about 5:03, and that's when the outro will end. So pending any new warnings that get issued between now and then, we'll be off here in a few minutes. Looks like we have a thunderstorm wind gust out of Ionia at 43 miles per hour. That's going to be at Ionia County Airport. So that is via a AWOS station. So below severe criteria there, but definitely worth a statement at very least. We are not expecting rotation or anything tornadic today. That is not the environment that we are in. All right, we got 45 seconds. I'll go ahead and roll the outro at that point. I do want to check one more thing here before we hop out of here, and that is the outage map. I know Joel mentioned it a while ago when he was on. 14,000 people out of power across Lake County, Midland County, and Monroe County. There's a few other ones, Wayne County. Looks like they're kind of scattered throughout the southern part of the state here. So at the current time, 14,653 people out of power across the state. That is due likely to a lot of these gusty winds within these showers that are ongoing. So in the meantime, though, it is 5 o'clock. We're going to roll the outro. And in the meantime, if anything goes severe again, I'll be back on here. Or perhaps Joel, if Joel's back home, one of us will be back on here live, excuse me, tracking these storms in the event another warning is issued. In the meantime, you guys enjoy your Tuesday afternoon and evening. I'm Ryan signing off. Enjoy your evening.